Hey everyone, it's Spinning Jenny, and this is a video mainly for beginners to look at starting to be able to move around with the hoop and dance it out once you've mastered being able to hoop but stood on the spot. Okay, so we'll be looking at turning, and we'll be looking at more like a linear travel, being able to go forwards, sideways, okay, so dance it out more. It's not so much one way that I'm going to show you. I'm kind of just going to throw excuse me, a load of tips that I've picked up along the way that have helped me and helped students kind of iron out the kinks and be able to free themselves up to really dance it out. So the way I first learned just to travel, simply taking a step forward and back, was to use the push of the hoop to guide me, okay, to carry the hoop with you. So I focus on pushing forwards, push, 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 carry it forwards. Think about the back push, back, 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 step. Okay. Bit trickier if you want to go side to side. You can just keep your feet one front the other and do sort of more of a diagonal and face that way. Okay. Or side to side, but then you'll have to push the hoop side to side. Now that's something that's really handy to practice anyway, okay, is the different stances and the different directions for pushing. So eventually if you're dancing it out, you're going to be pushing and moving all different kinds of ways, so that's something you can work on. You can switch which foot's in front, get used to that. You can do feet together, feet apart, provided your legs are still bent. If you straighten them out, you lock everything up and not fall. Okay. Equally, think about you pushing this direction forward, back. Okay. You could try shifting that energy from forward to back to side to side. Okay. You might find then it's actually easier to move your feet parallel. You can also try on the diagonal, either by pushing your hips on the diagonal, or you could turn and push this way. Lots of different ways to mix it up and get your body used to following the hoop and sort of sensing where it is and picking it up again. Okay. You can also practice one-legged, which will train your stomach to sort of kick in more when your hips are sort of out of action, as it were. Because if you pick up a leg, you can't do this weight shift. Okay, well, you could, but you'd probably fall. Okay, so you need to rely on your abs to give an extra little push, little punch out, okay, to keep the hoop going till your other foot's come down again. Okay, so if you put your hand on there and you're just pushing out, okay, maybe it was just me and my friends, but if you were little, you just go, look, I'm pregnant, and then suck it back in again. Push out, back in, push out, back in. Okay, this little punch with your stomach muscles, and you'll find that kind of happens on its own as soon as you lift a leg off the floor. Make sure it's just a little lift. You don't want to be leaning. Okay, just pick it off the floor and you'll find your stomach just for that split second has to kick in. Okay, and then obviously you travel, you just pick it up, put it on somewhere else. So there are a few different ways you can get used to being able to move your feet around so you're not planted all the time. Okay, now turning, same kind of thing. Okay, just remember always turning your lead direction, so I hoop to my left. You can do it to your right, but master one way first, because to your right you're fighting the current and you've got to go faster. Okay, so take little steps, take a step forward, you might take a step back, forward, just carry the hoop round, okay. If you do one big twirl, okay, it's called a stall, you'll feel the hoop suck itself onto you and stop. That's your momentum carrying it round, okay, and turning is just smaller versions of that. Okay, so little turns, step, step. Okay, remember with hooping everything always looks easier than it is, but you pick it up faster than you think you're going to. You've just got to keep at it. Okay, you can just step with the push if you want and sort of pivot round, but in a way that takes longer, and the hoop wants to spin this way, it wants to turn, so just let it. Okay, pick a foot up, turn your body and go with it. Okay, so it's just a few ways to get used to moving around and eventually being able to hoop and dance at the same time, okay? It just breaks things up, it also makes it easier to do tricks if you can turn and catch the hoop and all this sort of thing. So, hope that wasn't too much thrown all at you. So there's not really one way, it's just having a go at all those little techniques and seeing what works for you. Okay, happy hooping!